Hello, this is Ramon, and here's my review for Edge of Darkness. Let's see, I'm not going to do an introduction or anything like that like I used to do on my videos, because no one watched my other videos, so I'm not going to put so much work into them now. Anyway, so it starts off with Mel Gibson's character. His daughter comes home for a visit after, I don't know, she's living away because she has a job, and while she's with him, she starts vomiting and going crazy. He tries to get her to a hospital, and on his front porch, she is killed in a very, very unpatronizing way. It's rather shocking, and really kind of, you're able to feel his anger because you see right out there how she was offed, and he really, I think the movie did a good job of setting up that he really did love her. She was the most important thing in his life. So, after her death, he goes about finding who killed her, what she was involved with, and all this conspiracy mystery stuff that I think really also asks some interesting questions. He's like a detective. Now, first off, it's not a Taken ripoff. I've heard some reviewers claim that it might be it was very similar to Taken, but it wasn't because she's dead. Okay, Liam Neeson in Taken wins. In this, not so much. It's more of a mystery than it is an action movie, and he's not invincible. There's a fight that he runs into when one of the first leads he finds. He runs into this building and gets into a fight with this guy, and after he wins. But after he's done, he's beat up, he's hurt, he's breathing heavy because he's an old dude. He can't take much. It wasn't too hard to follow. There was only a handful of really important characters, like 10 or so, and it was kind of like Sherlock Holmes in the sense that it doesn't make you think too much. Yeah, it doesn't make you think too much, to the point where you have to follow or watch it multiple times, which I guess leads to not the ability to view it multiple times. But there wasn't so many characters, so many names, so many plot twists that you got lost in it. It was a very general, albeit well-written story. I would say that once his daughter did die, there were some odd kind of mourning rituals that he went through at some points, like with her ashes. Nothing too bad. It just seemed kind of odd. But as time goes on, you realize that he's starting to lose it, which is also connected to how his daughter died, which also reveals itself more as the movie goes on. Now, this movie was directed by Martin Campbell, who directed Casino Royale, which I've never been a fan of James Bond. I don't like the glam, I don't like the gadgets, but I love Casino Royale because it was like the Bourne movies, but James Bond, and he's also going to direct the Green Lantern, and that's really, really exciting. And also, apparently it was co-written by one of the co-writers of The Departed. I don't know who his name is, but I thought that was great. There's a lot of really good, like, jump moments. Like, there's this part with, don't want to say that, someone gets hit by a car. Like, when his daughter you don't, unless you've seen the trailer, of course. They don't rely on the jump moments like Daybreakers. Daybreakers wasn't scary. There was just these huge explosions of violence and noise, which were shocking, but they hurt after a while. It also, like I said earlier, it had very realistic action. He wasn't running around chasing down cars, jumping out of planes, fighting off 20 guys. It was more of a mystery than an action movie, even though it did have some very thrilling parts to it. Like I said, it's nice to see Mel Gibson cool again. But, there's that bit of falling out that Mel Gibson had where he was looked at as the anti-Semite and the drunk dude. But he's really cool in this. He's an old dude who loves his daughter and hates the fact that she's dead, naturally. And he just goes on this amazing rampage because he's got nothing to lose. We're also introduced to Ray Winstone's character. I am Beowulf! I actually had a problem with him because maybe I didn't pay attention enough, but I wasn't 100% sure who he was. Maybe that was how it was supposed to be. But they have some really good interaction, the two of them. Some really funny moments because he's supposed to kill him, but he doesn't kill him. So I like them both, and they both have really, really great voices. But the accents, the Boston accents that they had, though, were kind of weird. Basically, they just relied on them dropping R's off of everything, which I thought was kind of weird. While he's chasing down this conspiracy, or this mystery about his daughter being dead, he uncovers a lot more. This grander scale with this nuclear company and stuff like that, and I didn't think it ever fell apart. Like, it didn't get too out of hand. It was still, everything ran parallel, like with how his daughter died, her being sick, him losing his mind, and the bad guys. It all stays parallel. Nothing branches out. There's no, thank you, Jesus. There's no stupid plot twists. More is just revealed. I was also, yeah, finally, I was really, like, relieved that there was it wasn't so black and white like, I don't know, Avatar. It doesn't try to paint anybody as a bad guy, except for the bad guys. It doesn't, the conspiracy isn't the government, it's not corporate America, it's just a bunch of bad guys who are working with the government, but, that's to be expected. There's also a very, very, I thought, telling line, which is sad, at the same time true. A detective friend of Mel Gibson's, at one point, he says to him, concerning the conspiracy around his daughter and everything else, that the truth is never what it is, it's what it can be made to be. Which really, the second half of the movie really goes into that, because he knows all this stuff. There's all these lies and death hidden underneath it, but it can't be found out, or else bad things would happen, which is just so depressing. If people would just always tell the truth, things would be a lot easier. But no, people slip up and then they have to try to cover up, and then it's a vicious, vicious circle. Anyway, let me get off my soapbox. It had a very satisfying and realistic conclusion to it, without being cheesy or ludicrous. So there you go. I liked it a lot. It's no The Dark Knight. Still way better than Transformers 2. Alright then. Goodbye.